Mr. Barbados is you got half a boat.
Roger. Oh, I see.
Wheels are beginning to go half the hour.
Roger, I'm saying.
Three-quarter field.
3/4.
Field is just about underwater. Scroll up the mast. Switch over to underwater telephone 27 key. Don't forget to look up for those mermaids and have a fantastic trip at Alice.
Roger, thank you. Switching. See ya.
Don't forget to look for those mermaids.
Board already.
Excellent, sir.
We're deep to be up on the water floor. 15 feet.
'So ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our descent into the Natural Aquarium. The first thing we're going to do is go through some basic housekeeping rules. Now all the safety equipment that we discussed on board of the Ocean Quest are in those while we're down here. Those terms are port and starboard. Now if you're seated on your pilot's left hand side, you're seated on the port side. If you're seated on your pilot's right hand side, you're seated on the starboard side. I just want to get a quick show of hands. How many people do I have on the starboard side? Show of hands. 6 people on starboard. Port side, show of hands. Alright, about 6 people on the port side as well. Okay. Come on, guys. Yes, I feel the same way. Come on, guys, gotta keep up. Starboard side, show of hands. Alright, so we now have almost a full house on starboard. Port side. That's a lot better. Sir, you're not on both sides. You can't do that.
Somebody's got shade.
Now, if you're going to be taking photos while you're down here, what I'm going to advise is that you turn the flash on your cameras off. The viewports are made of 3¼ inch thick acrylic. Now that basically means if you take a photo with the flash on, it will reflect the flash back into your photo. So if you're taking photos of the outside, turn the flash off. If you're going to take photos of the inside, you're free to keep the flash on if you want. Now what I would like to remind everyone is that you all are not saying 150, 200. Okay, so at this point, I'm starting to get the impression that no one did any homework, any research. Just assume that we are professionals, we know what we're doing.
Maybe.
Got some bad news for you. This is actually your pilot's first day on the job. Sorry. Someone actually did ask me correctly. 150 feet is the maximum depth we're allowed to take you down to. For that you get more rock punch. We don't realize rock. Okay, so that one's perfect. Now the hull of this submarine was actually designed to withstand depths of up to 600 feet. We only bring it down to 150 because our insurance requires us to maintain a 4:1 safety ratio. Now what that means for all of you on the inside is that for every 4 of you that came down, I only need to send one of you back up to the surface.
Underneath of it.
And the crew always goes back up.
That's way too. Fishy friend.
Some fish there.
Where? Here?
Some fish over there. Oh, a little blue one there.
Little bluefish.
There's one. There's loads. Sometimes you wait ones.
There's a wee boy there, isn't it? Oh, there's a wee boy there.
Oh, see now. See now, yeah.
There. It's a flutter. It's a pretty little conceit at the thing.
Now we're gonna have a surprise coming up for you folks very shortly.
A mermaid?
Should we be scared?
Someone is asking, should I be scared? You don't like surprises? Okay, so very shortly you're going to see a surprise coming up. The persons on the port side are going to see it first. Unless you're lost again. So we get sharks. Usually the only shark we see is the one driving the sub right now.
You go.
Yeah, but shipwreck.
So on the port side, what you will notice about the wreck is that it's not yet fully covered in coral. This is because coral will grow at just 1 to 2 millimeters per year. Which means if you want to see this wreck fully covered in coral, you will have to come back in about 4,000 years. I see some of you look very interested. I can book that tour for you if you're interested. Obviously you have to pay in advance. Now this is just between us. This is nothing, you know, you don't tell my boss about this at all. This just is between us. You pay for that tour. I reserve that seat for you. We'll bring you down in about 4,000 years. Just keep in mind that you're going to probably be manned by a full skeleton crew at that time.
Please, whatever you do, please don't be late. You'll be running dead on time.
So we do have some fish there to the stern of the wreck. So those grey ones that you just saw with the black fins and tails, those were the black margins. And they prefer to stay in the more shadowy areas of the reef. Now the hatches of the wreck are in an open position as well. Now they are welded in that position so that when scuba divers come down, they can dive into the wreck and they can exit and enter that wreck freely.
There's a tiger there, it's good. Awesome tiger. Yeah, a few more tigers in it.
We also do have a few clear fish on the outside.
Yeah, those are called Pirelli puffers or Firestone flounders. If you ever catch one of those fish, please, whatever you do, don't hold a barbecue. They give off lots of black smoke and they're very rubbery to the taste.
Which will in turn change its density. The thermocline will be a change in temperature. Those two changes, they cause that haze effect. Alright, so now that we're on to the reef, we need to keep an eye out for the activity of the fish on the outside. One of the first fish you will notice out there will be a blue one that will have a black stripe along its back. That one is called the blue chromite. You will also see some brown ones swimming along with them as well. The brown chromite, they are the juvenile species. Now what's interesting about these fish is that these fish will be the most numerous species we'll see on the reef, mainly due to their mating habits. Now the blue chromite are known to mate up to 10 times a day. Not something you should try at home.
Why not? Practice makes perfect.
Now you're also going to see a gray fish out there that has black and yellow vertical stripes along its body.
Where's Nemo?
And you see that one, someone's asking for Nemo. You're not going to find Nemo down here. Now the one with the black and yellow vertical stripes is the sergeant major fish. Now this is another fish with some very interesting mating habits, and the ladies usually like this fish. Now what happens is that the males are the ones that they will build a nest and invite the females in to lay the eggs. As soon as the females finish laying those eggs, the males will chase the females away, and then the males take on the sole responsibility of raising the kids all on their own.
What a stupid fish.
Are you saying you wouldn't raise your kids on your own?
Well, I'm just saying what I think all the men are thinking. Only thing they can't say anything right now because their wives and their girlfriends are here. I don't have that problem at the moment. My wife nor my girlfriend, neither the two are here.
Now the gray ones that you're seeing that have the yellow fins and tails and a bit of a grumpy expression on their face. Now those ones are called the schoolmaster snappers, and they got that name from that grumpy expression. It's said to resemble that of an old grumpy schoolmaster. also going to see some tiny yellow fish down the cracks and crevices of the reef. Those tiny yellow ones are the juvenile wrasse. They are the cleaning station of the reef. What they do is attach themselves to bigger fish and they eat the parasites from off of the bigger fish's body. However, if a bigger fish eats a juvenile wrasse, it is 10%. And when they try to return to the cleaning station to get themselves clean, the juveniles reject that bigger fish and he will eventually die of a parasitic infestation.
So crime doesn't pay them here either.
Look at this boy here. Look at see him. Oh, there's another one in the spots.
Now what I want you folks to do for me, if you do see a turtle, ladies and gentlemen, can you shout it out to us? We don't get to see them on every tour, so if you do see a turtle, just shout it out so we can attempt to show everyone on board. Can you do that for me? Was that a yes or a no? Yes. Okay. Now keep an eye out, you're going to see a black fish out there that will have white stripes along its dorsal fins, and it will use those fins to swim in a butterfly-like motion. That fish is called a black durgan or the black triggerfish. If you see that fish, what's interesting to note about it is that it has independent eyesight. So it uses one eye to keep an eye out for predators and the other eye to keep an eye out for prey. Somewhat like your pilot Hugh, he also has independent eyesight as well. He uses them to keep one eye on his wife and the other on the girlfriend.
I resemble that remark.
Now we did talk about turtles. What you're keeping an eye out for are hawksbill turtles, green turtles, or leatherback turtles. Hawksbill turtles are the most common species that we see. Now they can grow up to around 220 pounds. Green turtles, they can grow up to around 700 pounds. Leatherback turtles, which you don't see very often, the females of that species can grow up to 1,100 pounds. The males can grow twice that size. There are also some chubby bluefish out there. Chubby blue ones, some of them have a bit of yellow on their tummies. Those ones are the Creole wrasse. Now Creole wrasse are the population controllers of the reef. What they do is eat the egg and larvae of other fish. By doing that, they make sure that no one species can overpopulate the reef. We're also going to see some silver-sized fish as well. Just had a barracuda on the port side. Barracudas are a missile-shaped fish that have the black stripes, black spots on their body, sorry. And And the silverside fish that I just mentioned are one of the favorite foods of the barracudas. Silverside fish are small bluefish that do have a silver streak across their bodies. And that silver streak is what helps the barracudas to spot their prey. Barracudas really don't have very good eyesight, which is why they also do have a bad reputation for attacking divers. But sometimes divers jump into the water wearing reflective gear or jewelry, and the reflective look can attract the barracudas.
That's one I want, ones with the fluttering fins on the top of the water. Yeah, imagine the
Okay, so someone is saying about the corals and their colors. So does anyone know why we're not seeing those vibrant colors that you would normally see on television? Okay. Alright, so the ocean acts as a giant filter for colors. Alright? So the deeper down you go into the ocean, the more colors you begin to lose. And the first color that you would actually lose is the color red. You would no longer see the true color red after 30 feet. Now the deeper down you go, the more everything starts to appear blue, which is why the deeper down you go, now the reason you're not seeing those vibrant colors as you would if you were watching the Discovery Channel, when you watch those channels you usually see the corals under the big floodlights. Those lights, the artificial lights, will bring out the true colors of the corals. Now, they have to use those lights to bring over the documentaries because, as I said, the light gets filtered. So you no longer see lots of the true colors once you come down here. But the true color that you would see down here is the color blue. Blue has the most energy, the most strength of all the colors in the color spectrum, so it penetrates deeper down into the ocean. So despite the faded looking colors, this is indeed a very healthy reef. So along with the corals, we also have sponges on the outside. Sponges, they make up the majority of the diet for turtles. They can actually come in lots of different shapes, colors, and sizes, which is why they're very often so pretty to see. What I advise you, if you're ever scuba diving, to never touch the corals or the sponges. Because they can give you something as mild as a rash or something as severe as paralysis. So there's their basic rule of thumb for scuba diving. If you see something that looks very pretty, you should probably stay away from it.
Yes, that also works very well on land.
I'm not so sure.
Heard a lady in front here saying, "You hear that?" Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
Now the reason we even get The fish is because of the corals. So let me just give you a little bit of information about corals. Now, corals are actually made up from a tiny animal called coral polyps. And the coral polyps will rarely ever exist alone. What they do is come together so that they can form large colonies. And then those colonies act as a single organism. Now, the polyps themselves are just 1 to 3 millimeters in length, and they will have some barbed stinging cells which they use to catch very small fish and bits of plankton. And the corals get their names from basically whatever they look like. If you see one on the outside that looks like the human brain, it's called the brain coral. If you see one that looks like a fan, it's called the fan coral. If you see one that looks like a piece of wire, it's the wire coral. Nothing too scientific about it.
Look at that.
That's just trying to get that coral on his wrist.
Let's go.
Everyone is quiet. I'm pretty sure everyone here goes to the beach, get that sand everywhere. You hear,
I know.
come on.
Made in China. Yeah. No.
So, no one knows where sand comes from. So just about 80% of sand comes from broken up pieces of coral. That's called attrition. And the other 20% of sand actually comes from parrotfish. Parrotfish, they eat algae from off the coral reef, and they break off that coral in their mouths from time to time. When that happens, the coral passes through the digestive system of that fish and comes out on the other side as sand. Yes, 20% of sand is actually fish poop.
Enjoy your next sea bath. You've been doing it for years, so why stop now? It's just something else to think about when you're going for those lovely sunset walks. And that sand is just oozing between your toes, you know, or your kids are burning you up to the neck and it gets into your face, your ear, your mouth. Fish poop.
Love that fish poop.
And not to forget, you ladies, you know, I know you love to exfoliate your skin with it, you know, get it, rub it all over your face. And now you know the true meaning of the saying, when the sand hits the fan.
You can thank us later. I know most of us would have came up here with a loved one, you know. Maybe it's your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, husband, your kids, someone else's
Kids.
If we did come down here with someone special, what I want you to just look that person in the eye right now, because we're going to get a little bit mushy. Come on, look that person in the eye. You're going to repeat after me, okay?
And any ladies who don't have anyone to look into their eyes, I'm available. It's right here. Any takers?
Are we ready? Alright, so look that person in the eye right now. You're going to go, honey, we've been through some good times. Come on, guys, work with me. And baby, we've also been through some bad times. But right now, schnookums. We are absolutely and most positively at the lowest point in our relationship. But we're still doing just fine. Or just look at that person and say, well, hey, this is how deep my love goes for you.
And if after all of that, it's still not working out for you, maybe you had a little argument, a little fight before you came on board, just look at that person and you can say, well, honey, we've now hit rock bottom. But, we can only go up from here. Always a happy end. Speaking of up, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is all we have time for. We'll be servicing very shortly, so get your last shots to the reef. You'll be able to listen into the communications between myself and the service officer as you ascend. Oh, I got you loud and clear.
Loud and clear as well. Did you see any mermaids while you were down there?
Oh, the mermaids, they're all on the inside.
Very beautiful ending.
Fantastic ending.
What is your present depth and heading?
54 feet on a 130 heading, coming to port, coming to north.
Roger, make me that 30 feet and stand by for further service and instructions.
Roger, understand, coming to 30 feet, coming around to north, standing by for further service and instructions.
Roger. Can follow up.
Bubble up. Four zero.
Roger, 40. Roger, have your bubbles clear to surface. I repeat, clear to surface.
Roger, understand.